Hey, good afternoon, stackers, and welcome back to the channel. I've got a video for you today that I'd like to share, a bit of information. One of the things, coming up to the holiday here, all of us, probably were watching a lot of the channels were, a lot of the great channels were talking about, what they're going to do in 2020 and with their stacks and what a lot of them have done in 2019 and how they did against their goals, and even some of them how they changed up it into some gold and the reason for it, and and vice versa, and then what they're going to do, and talking about the pricing structures and the pricing issues, because we all know that that's all jumping all over the board right now. But one of the things that I'm sure that a lot of guys have done and a lot of gals have done is, they do some trading from time to time. And I think all of you know that I'm kind of particular to the Morgans. It's just, to me, it's a feeling type thing, and I just really like them. I don't get into the high dollar ones by any means. I look for something that's going to be as close to melt price as I possibly can, and a few of them I paid a little bit more than that, but I've never paid, bought any of them that are very expensive at all. So, but I'm kind of schooling myself on some of the values of these, and it just blows me away of what some of them have sold for at these auctions, and other places, and even over there on eBay and some of the things like that. But I want to tell you a personal story. I'm not going to get into it too deeply, but I'm going to tell you a personal story. There's a gentleman that's in the same field that I'm in, and here a couple weeks ago, we met for lunch one day and talk about a little bit of work and this and that. But anyway, during lunch, I was looking on my phone. It was one night after I'd posted a video, and like all of us would probably, I didn't think the video was very good that I put out, and I wanted to see how many views are on there, like I'm sure all of us do. And I was kind of giggling and chuckling at myself, because I'm not much of a speaker. But he's like, "What are you looking at?" And I handed him my phone, and I was kind of giggling, and he kind of perked up when he seen that it was, what was on the channel. And I was unaware that he was into that stuff, that deeply. I've known this guy for a long time, but I was kind of unaware that he was in there, doing that same kind of thing. And I guess across the screen flashed one of my Morgans. It was a 92, and he said, "You have a 92?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got a few of them." Well, like he really perked up. Well, conversation a few days later, he brought it up again, and I want to know if I wanted to sell, and I said, "Oh, not really." And he asked me. He said, "Well, I'd like to get one." I said, "Well, I'll trade you for it. What do you got?" And he said, "I'll bring some stuff and let's meet. Next time we meet, and we'll sit down and talk." Well, anyway, that took place, and in front of you here, I want to show you what I traded for to just increase my my volume. And that's the point of the video. Can we jump outside of our comfort zone instead of just paying the big online retailers or whatever, and do some trading with some people that may want something that we possibly could find at a reduced price to get to increase our stacks for 2020. So can you increase your stack in 2020 by going outside your comfort zone possibly, and maybe picking up a few items along the way, picking up a few items along the way that somebody else might want. Well, that's exactly what I did. And I'm not a numismatist by any means at all, and kind of training myself on where some of the prices are, and even put some things on my phone, so if I'm out and about and I run across something, because I don't have it memorized at all, and that way I can look them up to see if what the value would be, possibly, and maybe possibly pick up a bargain that I might be able to keep for later on, and or if not, I'm close enough to melt price. I think melt price today on Morgan's is like $14.12, even with the price elevated above $18. So it's not a real expensive coin. But to get to the point, basically, I had an 1892 that was similar to this one. This isn't the coin, obviously, because it's gone, but it was similar to this one. It's just an old beat up Morgan. Okay, it's not a real great shape. It's not it's not a grade coin by any stretch of the nature. I mean, you can see the breast feathers are all worn off, and wings are pretty well thrashed, and it's just not in a real great shaped coin. But with that said, this is a coin that this gentleman did not have, and he really wanted it. And so what we did, we sat down, and as you can see over here, you know, got a Krugerrand, and those are, I think 6 maples that came with it. And these are Texas rounds over here, nothing special, just Texas rounds, beautiful, beautiful rounds. I love them. But and then got a Libertad he threw in at the end. So I basically got 11 ounces, and when I got back, I put these in my sleeves. But I put I got 11 ounces that I traded for a Morgan like this that I had $22 in. And he's tickled pink. He's the one that threw it out there of what he would do. I mean, I didn't push the trade and say I need this, need that. We didn't talk about, pricing or any of that. It was just something that he wanted, he didn't have. And obviously he's been collecting forever, so he's probably bought a lot of that silver at spot. Some of those maples are older ones. And it, back when spot was cheap. So, he's tickled pink, and it was simply because, and I've seen some of these 92s out there, guys, online. They're nothing, they're not real super hard to find, I don't think. I think in good shape they're real hard to find, but anyway, to make a long story short, I added basically 11 ounces to the stack today because I have ventured out and got some things that might be, not, real eye appealing to some stackers. And that's kind of the purpose of the video, is just to kind of share that. What can we trade for? What do we have that that we can, add to our stacks if we want to? All of us are on a budget, and we're trying to increase some volume as these prices are spiking right now. Or they're going to fall the 69-year average and start tipping over at the end of February and then dive down into June. And, that's what the charts show if you overlay them for 69 years. So is right now a good time to be buying? Well, personally, I'm following that. I'm kind of watching, what I'm doing in January and February here, because I think it probably is going to tip back over. It might not, and I may be completely wrong. I'm not here to talk about the price, but that's kind of what I'm following. But am I willing to trade like I did today? Absolutely. He's tickled pink. Just ecstatic excited. He thinks he just rolled me over. He doesn't. He's not that kind of guy, put it that way. But he's just excited, and I am too. I had 11 ounces for, just a touch over $20. So it's kind of what I wanted to bring up, and the guy knows it. He knows that I didn't pay much for that. He don't care, and that's the key. And he also knows now that I've got a 95, and he doesn't have one, and they're pretty sought after. They're kind of, even the low grade on a 95 for the one I got is for, if it's just the bottom side grade, is $850, and and it's not a super nice coin. Let me grab it, I'll show it to you. And it's simply because the face is scratched on it. So it just kills the coin as far as pneumatic value. But let me see if I can't get it to focus a little bit so you can see. But see how she's got that scratch on her face? The reverse side is decent. It's not great, but it's decent. But this is a more valuable coin. And he wanted to know what I'd want for it, and I want a buffalo. I want a gold buffalo, and that coin's not even close to being worth what a gold buffalo is worth. But I'm sure that this guy has bought back when spot was less than what this coin is worth, and so we're going to meet again, and he's going to bring a buffalo with him, and I'm going to bring that 1895. And trust me, if he wants to trade me a buffalo for that coin, he's going to be the proud owner. I'm going to take a capsule with me and put it in, and he can take this one with him. So, and it may happen, it may not happen. But the thing about it is that when we're looking for ways to increase our stacks, and the reason I'm sharing this is, I've never been big into that other stuff as far as, around my industry. I've traded a lot of things for, but as far as this, very few people know that, that I have this kind of, that I know personally, kind of know that I enjoy this stuff the way that I do. And so I know that a lot of people out there have done a lot of trading, and this is something that's exciting for me. This is kind of the reason I want to share this video, just in case somebody else is in the same mindset. And And also, you know, I'm educating myself on these Morgans, and I'm probably going to go into a few other things on what the values are actually worth and what other people. I would never pay 10 grand for a Morgan, not happening. But other people will. Will other people pay $500 for one? They do it every day. So, you know, if it's something that you can run across and educate yourself on them and pick one up for $20, $25, you know, and have and you know, and have possibly the ability once a year or twice a year or 3 times a year or whatever to trade with somebody for to increase your, you know, your stack, you know, 10 ounces, 5 ounces, 30 ounces, 60 ounces, whatever the number is, you know, you're just ahead in the game. And that's kind of the purpose of the video. And I think I'm probably getting a little long in the tooth here. But the thing with it is that other people have different ideas on what they like and what they don't like. Personally, you know, everybody here knows that I'm kind of an American Silver Eagle when I'm stacking, you know, and, you know, and other things. But, you know, I think that I am going to try to get a little bit of gold in 2020 and add that to the, you know, to the investment portfolio. And I'm going to keep trucking along with these Morgans as well. And so the purpose is for my share today is just keep that in mind. Keep an open mind to it. You know, I did, and it was kind of because I just like the look of the Morgans, and really have never got into what they're worth. I've seen some of that stuff before, but I'm starting to find some resources that kind of show me, and I'll put those down in the description below so that you can find them and save them to your phone as well. In case you're ever out running around, you can save that to your phone, and you run across one, you can look it up. And if it says it's a $300 coin and they want $15 for it at a yard sale or a show or something like that, you might just pick it up, you know, and hold it. Just like if you're holding in your stack. And then if you ever run across an opportunity like what I did, and that never would have happened if I wouldn't have showed the gentleman that my phone that day. I mean, he would have never known, and I wouldn't have known that he was into it as much as he is, you know. And because I think a lot of people keep that quiet and keep it concealed, and you don't want anybody to know that they have that stuff. And I don't blame them. You know, so many weirdos out there running around. You don't want people to know that you have that kind of stuff. And I think it's just important that you know, for me anyway, that, you know, I keep trucking along that road, because if I can make another couple deals like that this year and increase the things that I want, and somebody else leaves, you know, a trade and they're as happy as he was, you know, it's an absolute win-win situation. The guy's tickled pink. I mean, he shook my hand and slapped me on his shoulder, you know, and he's grinning from ear to ear, you know. And when I turned around when I was leaving, he was going out the other side door, and I could see him looking at it when he's walking out the door. And so, you know, it's one of those things that other people like other things, and they may have a whole lot of what I'm trying to stack, which I'm sure he probably does. You know, he's probably got, you know, he's probably in the neighborhood of my goal someday, you know, as far as what the stack size needs to be. And so these coins to him were nothing, and that 92 meant the world to him. And these 11 coins laying here now are something that I've got, you know, what, 22, I think 22 or 24, no more than $24 in. So I'm tickled pink, you know, and he is as well. So that's the purpose for today, guys. And I appreciate you tagging along with me here, and I'll continue to make videos when I find content that I think is good to share, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon, so when I do put one out, they come through. And also, I want to appreciate everybody else's channels that I've watched. You know, Expat Stacker, you know, Silver Stitches, and you know, a bunch of guys, Florida Stacker and International Stacker, and you know, Sal over at Salvation Nation. You know, just lots of channels, great content. You know, love watching you guys. You know, it makes me, you know, want to dig even harder to get into it, and learned a lot and picked up a lot of great ideas. So hopefully a few shares that I'm putting out will give somebody else an idea where maybe they can possibly increase their stack this year too, and do it where it's not a financial burden on them. All right, everyone. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next round. Have a good day.